All right. Like you always say, all right. Good day, everyone. Welcome to this fabulous. I never don't do these on Tuesdays. I usually be out and about. But today is a holiday. It's Veterans Day. I got on my red, white, and blue, even though I'm true. You feel me? So, today's video, I salute and give shout out to people that was in the army that has really been warred and with the war. My father, he enlisted from the army, but he wasn't in. He enlisted in the army. He got into the army, but I don't think he ever. I don't know if he ever went to war. We have pictures of him, looking handsome in an army uniform, and I salute my dad for trying to fight for America. I guess I'm just saying. So I don't know the truth about that, but for the veterans that are really have been to war, that are struggling with PTSD and all kind of mental illnesses from war, this is serious today. I give a big shout out to everyone that's in the army as well. But how many you know? Not how many you know. Well, y'all been watching too much Jump Ministries. How about everyone? Do you understand that we are in our own war? We are in our army within ourselves. You can have a war within yourself, okay? There's a war going on within yourself. So yeah, we salute everyone. We give you accolades. But evidently, I don't know, I guess y'all didn't fight in vain, but y'all fought for something, but I don't know what y'all fighting for now. But anyway, let's move forward. Today, class is a very good class today. But yeah, it's Veterans Day, but what about the war that you have won in your lifetime? Let's do that. Can we do that? Yeah, we can do that. How about the war that you have won in your lifetime? Excuse me. So today, I don't know, y'all. I like coming on here and, if you hear music in the background, that is Music Choice, the gospel channel. Saturate the air because people, and today they're mourning. Okay, let's be sensitive. People are mourning for their lost ones, their loved ones. And, some people are still here. They're probably missing a leg. They're probably psychologically gone. There's no reason that people from the war should be homeless. I will say that today on my video. If somebody sacrificed their life for this country, there should be no homelessness for a veteran. Even if a veteran can't help themselves, they should have a system or a plan for people to go out, like how people go out and feed the homeless. They should have something. All this money they got, or all this money they say we wasting, they should have a system besides the veterans VA. Besides the VA should have a system where they get in transportation and go find these people that are sleeping on the street, serving our country. Because think about it, how can a person take care of themselves? They're missing both of their legs and they're in a wheelchair, or they're missing both of their legs and their arm and they're in a wheelchair, or they're psychologically, emotionally, and mentally scarred from doing war. How can they really take care of themselves? They can't. And if you see, I'm going to advertise this today. If you see a veteran on the street, I don't care if you're on drugs, I don't care if you're alcoholic, I don't care what he is, support him today. Feed him. Give him a couple of dollars. Give him a words of encouragement. If you can, go put him in a hotel room for a night. These are people that have fought for our country, okay? These are people that have really fought for our country, excuse me. Okay? These are people that went to war and laid their life on the line. So I want to be very sensitive and mindful of that. Evidently, in my lifetime at Trauma Support Group Management made by Darrell Walker, I have had my own wars with my father that has went to the army. Evidently, I can make I tell you what, I can make a bed right now that you can flip a quarter on it. My daddy did teach me that being strapped, clean cut, clean nails, tuck your shirt in your pants, sir, yes sir, no sir. I will say he has did some, I ain't gonna say all, but some good things that he did teach me how to be a man. He did teach me When I was young, he was trying to teach me how to teach cars. I have gained that skill. I can take something apart and put it back together. So yeah, if to all the drill sergeants and the sergeants and lieutenants, thank you for your leadership. And if you have experience, what I have experienced, being in the army or being in war can be traumatizing because you see things that they prepare you for, but when you see it, you ain't ready for it. I don't know why we're going with that, but there's some things in our life that we have seen, but we wasn't prepared for it. So today, this is very important. Like I said, I give a big shout out to all the veterans that are out there struggling right now. I pray for the veterans, Lord, right now in the name of Jesus, Lord, that you meet the veterans' needs, Lord. Help them in their mourning. People can mourn. Yes, Lord. People can mourn for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Lord, help them come out of their mourning. Help them come to their victory in Jesus' name. Amen. That's good. That's good prayer. So, now that that's out the way, I am a veteran. Let me stop. I'm a veteran. I am a veteran of mental health awareness. I have been through mental things. We all here at Trauma Support Group Management, if you're watching today, we're all people that have been through mental health issues. Okay? And we're having our own war within ourselves, okay? If you made it out of PTSDs, triggers, traumas, and addiction, today is your Veterans Day. You are listen, let me tell you something. I'm a veteran, okay? I'm a veteran to the streets. I'm a veteran to the drug gang. I'm a veteran to drug abuse. I'm a veteran to mental abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse. I'm a veteran, but there's nothing like the veterans that went to war for us. So I'm just keep it real like that. But anyways, let's move forward. So today's class is C-PTSD Part 2, the 3 L's, okay? Now, in war or after war, there comes with responses. And some people have responses from C-PTSD. Now, I want to say, before I get into this, I want to teach a little bit between the difference between PTSD and C-PTSD, okay? But let's get into the word like we always do. And so today, I came up with something. If you notice, war is generational. Like every year there's a war. Every year, another year there's a war. Every 3-4 years there's a war. This is just generational thing that has been going. But if you notice in your own lifestyle, you have a generational war within your family, within your lifehood, within your mental, within your lifestyle. You have a generational war. So let's go. I'm speaking to the world today. I just want to clarify this. I am speaking to the world. All right. So listen, it says in Galatians, we're going to Galatians chapter 3, verse 11 through 14. I'm going to read this, okay? And this is very important, all right? Speaking to the world, all right? Speaking to you today, you in China, you in Africa, you in Korea, you in South America, Brazil, Colombia, Trinidad, Indonesia, or where you at, North Carolina, South Carolina, West Coast, California, Utah, Washington, I don't care. Canada, I don't care, Alaska, wherever you are, Africa, Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe, Babuze, Guyana, wherever you at, baby, I'm speaking to you today. So listen, let's go to Galatians chapter 3, verse 11 through 14. And it says, but let me return this down because I feel like I'm hollering. Okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. Excuse me. Yeah, you know, your boy Tommy head to toe, you know what I'm saying? You know, I keep, yeah, your boy Tommy head to toe, you know what I'm saying? Fresh and clean. You know what I mean? So let's go. I ain't mean to, sorry about that, excuse me. If you're gonna show it off, you better well show it all off. Right, let's go. Okay, let's go. So, I was reading Galatians 3, 11 through 14, and it says, but that no one is justified by the law. So if you know about the war, they're fighting about the laws. They're fighting about the laws of the lands, money, control, control movement, everything. So, but this let's go back to this. It says, but that no one is justified by the law in the sight of God, right? It is evident. It's evident for the just shall live by faith. Okay. Now listen. I was asking God, I was like, Lord, what does got to do with war? Well, when you have war around you, or when you have war within your family, within yourself, or your friends, or your lifestyle, or your neighborhood, you have to have faith. Because if you look around everywhere, there's war everywhere you go, everywhere you turn, even in your probably your own household. There's a war, not in the probably not physically, but in the spiritual realm, there could be a war. Okay. But it said the just shall live by faith. So today, start living by faith. I live by faith. I'm speaking by faith. All right. Verse 12 says, yet the law is not faith. The law is not faith. Okay. But the man who does them shall live by them. So if you live by the law, you should live by the law. If you live by faith, you can live by faith. Okay. That's just my personal revelation. I don't say I'm perfect, but that's just my personal revelation from me reading the word. All right. It says, 13, Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law. Listen, there are some things that I said were generational. Well, right now, if you in your family, if you're doing your things that are pleasing to God, okay? That are pleasing to God, you can change some things, right? You can change some things, okay? And the things you can change is your generational curse. You can change the generational curse in your family, all right? Let's see how we do this. He said, Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law. So some things that are in our family, or some things that are in the law, is a curse. Right now, if you notice they're trying to do the chip, that's a curse, you know? Let's keep going. All right, he said, Christ has redeemed us from the curse, having become a curse for us, for it is written, curses everyone who hangs on a tree, okay? Now watch this here. It's going to get better. What's up, nephew? It says 14. He says, the blessings of Abraham might come upon the Gentiles and Jesus, in Christ Jesus, that we might receive the promise through the Spirit, through faith. So listen, I'm going to say this. If you can understand what I'm saying, there is a war going on with you personally. There's a war going on for you and your child. If you notice, if you're trying to do everything right, and it seems like everything going on just trying to come against you, or you're trying to be a better person, and it seems like no matter how much you try to, you know that you're a better person, you can't show nobody else a better person. That's a war. That's a warfare. You know, we have wars, instead of in our land, we have wars right in our family members. We have wars right in our communities. We have wars. You could just be walking to the store, be just minding your own business and going to war. Do you know this can cause you to have C-PTSD? Some of the things I went through with my family members, some of the things I have experienced with my father has gave me not only PTSD and C-PTSD. And the reason why I'm sharing this today, because that was a war. I had to literally physically fight this man. This man done pulled guns on me. And just what, not only just with my family, I done dealt with this on the street. And, you know, not too long ago, I ain't going to bring it up, but, you know, I ain't going to bring it up. Okay? Going to be mature. So listen, let's understand this. You have war within yourself and everything around you. But today, if you read his word, he said in 14 that the blessings of Abraham might come upon the Gentiles in Christ Jesus, that we might receive the promise of the Spirit. Now listen, the Spirit is when you walk with joy, love, peace, gentleness, meekness, kindness, and forgiveness, and all these powerful, wonderful things that's from the Lord. But the only way you can get them is through faith. So if you want to change the person that you see today, I changed through faith. When I used to be preacher man, I see my nephew, Cornel, he on here. He used to be my right hand man in jail when I was preaching. He was one of my nephews that like, whatever you finna do, I'm crashing out with you. And I have more nephews that know me as Preacher Man when I was in Horizon 4A. You know what I'm saying? And I start changing in there by faith. When I used to get up and preach, I didn't go in there and preach for commissary. Let's keep that. Let's put that down. I didn't use God to gain and make me look strong. I use God to literally change people's lives. Okay, to lead them to Christ. Okay, and the only way I'm making these videos and helping you understand that that you need help or that you can change and that Jesus Christ is real, because I'm doing it through faith today. Even though you're having a war with you, what are you doing with the Spirit through faith? Are you loving the unlovable? Are you forgiving the unforgivable? Oh man, I don't know what I'm saying is, are you really being in the Spirit, or you're just going to war with somebody? Because guess what? I don't know what I'm saying is, you know how you in the Spirit? Because you could deal with something and have a peace about a situation. Okay? But when you in the flesh, you can get into your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, and say how you feel and say, because I was having a conversation yesterday about a certain situation. And I'm still going to say it today in this class. Some things that we talk about that we think, oh, that's old. It's old. It's nothing. Okay? One thing I tell you about war, you'll never forgive, not forgive, but you'll never forget that life lesson that you learned in that war. You could do this with your C-PTSD. Yeah, you went through something, you experienced something, and you forgive, but don't forget the war. I haven't forgot the war. I haven't forgot when people, I forgive you, but I haven't forgot when people said certain things about me or said certain things towards me. Now, in my heart, as to breed positivity in my heart, do you supposed to be bitter? Do you supposed to be angry? No, you're supposed to forgive and still love, but you don't forget the war. We have a war going on, and guess what? We have to learn to understand in the Spirit and recognize this war that we're in. We got to recognize when the enemy is using people in our ear, people in our family, people on the TV. The devil, man, listen, the enemy use stuff on the TV. I want to say this. I'm going to share. I'm trying to go. I'm coming from lust and perversion, right? So now I do emails, I check my emails, and I get email. And I'm like, I see a person, it's a female. So I click, just to click. And now I'm supposed to be delivered from lust and perversion. Watching porn and all that. Click the email, guess what's on there? Advertisements of porn. The devil we're in the war. Guess what? When you have the victory, I think it's good that they have Veterans Day, but I know when they have Veterans Day, them veterans go back through the memories of war. If you have been in your war in your lifetime and you're a vet where you came from, right now, today, I remember my daddy. I remember the wars I had with him. There was a war. That was a war being with my father. He was in the military. So if you're a military child, you understand about how strict and disciplined, how things that you had to do things or get disciplined. I had a father that either you do something or get a repercussion behind it. And it has trickled on down. Let's go. So today, I want to help you understand that you can have faith through the Spirit of God. For first, it goes hand in hand. Either you have His Spirit and have faith, or you have faith to get His Spirit. I'm going to say that again. Either you have His Spirit, God's Spirit, to have faith, or you have faith to get God's Spirit. I'm going to keep that going today, okay? So this is great, y'all. What I'm sharing with you is testimony, okay? A lot of people, I was watching the news this morning, is this dude called, he was missing 2 legs and an arm. And he was on TV smiling like this, happy. This is what we need to understand. We have more than some people, and we need to be more happy. Yeah, you in the war. Yeah, my daddy ain't here, but I'm happy. We have to move forward, okay? All right, today, when you think about reoccurring events and and going backwards, you're triggering yourself with your PTSDs, traumas, triggers, and C-PTSDs. And it also could trigger you to be an addiction. I'm helping you today. So it's good to reflect, but look at the good side more than the bad side. Because guess what? If it was bad, you wouldn't be here today. They wouldn't be living today, okay? So, once again, we're on part 2 of CPTSD, y'all. Excuse me. It's serious. Listen, let me tell you something. I want to say this on 6, but as a man, and I ain't saying as a man of God, I'm not saying as great as thou me. I'll tell you as a human being from experiences, it is tough to sit and be vulnerable with yourself. It's tough to sit down and look back and look at the war, the fight that you've been through. But guess what? You live today. You're here today. You might not got it all, but you ain't lost everything. Let's go. That was good. All right, so this is a part 2. Now, PTSD is typically caused by a single traumatic event. One, okay? It says single. Single is one. So you can get PTSD. Like if you see somebody shot in the face, like war, just like war, you see people blowed up. I done seen people shot. I done seen people die in front of my face. I done seen so much. But I'm just talking about there's one single event in your life. Most of us probably got PTSD because we have seen one event in our life that has caused us a trauma event. Okay? So PTSD is typically caused by a single traumatic event, while C-PTSD results from prolonged, repeated trauma like ongoing abuse or neglect, okay? Prolonged means through extensive of time, okay? Okay? Repeated means over and over. I have been through some prolonged trauma. I have been through some repeated traumas with abuse and neglect. I have been, listen, I was in my second commitment, and me and my supposed to be I don't want to say that, my committed partner, they neglected me sexually. They neglected me really for who I really was. Even my first commitment neglected me. And guess what? I neglected them too. Okay? Because I wasn't all Mr. Goody Two Shoes, all right? So just as well, some people done been through some traumas. I done put some people through some traumas. And I'm just gonna keep that real. Ain't like I told you, it ain't all, hey man, listen, it ain't sweet like that over here. Okay? So we got to understand it. So listen, I'm gonna repeat this again. PTSD is just from one traumatic event. So you can have PTSD, but C-PTSD is from a long, extensive time of repeated, ongoing abuse and neglect. Guess what? Darrell Walker has C-PTSD. I have been through this. I'm still going through abuse and neglect right now. And I ain't, let's go. So listen, y'all. Yes. I want to share some things with you. Yes, complex PTSD is a severe mental illness. This is a mental illness. I want to let everybody know this. You think you got your act together? I want to let you know you have a mental illness. And I'm not talking to the world. Okay? All right? Yes, you could get disability for C-PTSD by applying for benefits like SSDI or SSI. This is a mental illness. I suffer from C-PTSD. I can't, you know what? And I'm learning. It's not that I don't want to deal with nobody. It's just I can't. Sometimes you can't deal with people. That's why you see some people and them veterans and some people that suffer with this mental illness. They're loners. They're people that are by themselves. They can't deal with people. They don't have the patience. You know why? Because the 4 F's. I'm going to explain that 4 F's. Now listen, before I get into this, I want to let you know that it is possible to recover from C-PTSD. You can live with it. It becomes manageable. I have took the steps. One thing I have learned is therapy is needed. Take therapy. Another thing you can overcome C-PTSD is just really being at peace with yourself. Do some meditation and think positive, and get around or talk with positive people. Do not put yourself in situations. Do not go back to people that hurt you. Now, listen, the reason why I'm saying this from experience. I shared yesterday in my video, I went back to my father and thought things were going to be different, and nothing didn't change. And this was a man that was in the military. So if you want to overcome your C-PTSD or your PTSDs, if you have people in your life that triggers you, you might want to refrain from speaking or dealing with these people so you don't be triggered. And that's just wisdom, but let's go. Now you have 4 types of flight or fright or freeze or fawn. That is the 4 types of the 4 L's. I'm gonna say it again. Fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. So let's get into it. All right, number 1. Fight types are unconsciously believed. Now, before we go more into this, I want to give you the definitions of unconsciously belief. Unconsciously belief forces in our unconscious that direct our thoughts and emotions and behaviors. Let me read that again. Unconscious beliefs forces in our unconscious that direct our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Okay? So ride with me. Flight types unconsciously believe that they control, empower, creating safety, secure love, and satisfy abandonment. So this is like a blanket, okay? It's like a safety net, all right? Now, they learn to respond to feelings of abandonment with anger. If you see, when a lot of people, if you leave them, they get upset. I have experienced this recently. I have experienced this from my father. I remember my dad used to beat me, and I used to run away from home. He used to get mad because I ran away from home. This is real. If you leave somebody right now, they're going to get angry because that's the fear of abandonment. But let's go. They learn to respond with feelings of abandonment with anger, and they may use contempt, a blend of narcissistic rage and disgust, okay? So people can really get physically mad at you, like to the point they want to beat you because you're about to leave them. I have experienced this recently, okay? And also they get disgust. So just because a person wants to move forward with themselves and their lives, all of a sudden they get mad at you and they don't like you anymore. This is real, okay? This is a fight type person that deals with C-PTSD. All right? It said, listen now, it said, as a way to shame or intimidate. So some people, they try to shame you or they try to intimidate you. You ever met somebody that just try to embarrass you all the time? They try to shame you or they try to bully you. They try to intimidate you. This is a person that's a flight type that deals with C-PTSD. But listen, let's go ahead. It says, but not all fight types are narcissistic. Now, if you don't know what narcissistic is, I'm going to help you explain this. Narcissistic is a person who has excessive interest in administration of themselves. This is the person that don't think about nobody else but themselves. They use this to control and overpower others. This is called manipulation, okay? This is the spirit of oppression, y'all. I'm breaking this down today because I want you to be free, okay? Now listen now, it says this is used to control and overpower others. This is the flight type, okay? So I hope you understand what I'm saying right now. Stay with me, all right? This is deep. So if you feel like, oh man, he sound like he kind of talking to me. Well, guess what? You have a flight type of C-PTSD. Let's go. Number 2, Flight. When I said fight was the first one. Flight, flying. Flight is the second one. Let me be more elaborate, okay? Flight types are unconsciously and obsessively driven by the belief perfection will make them lovable and safe. So some people put things in their minds, which is called denial to me, a delusion. They'll put things in their mind that makes them lovable and safe. Once again, another selfish behavior. All right, let's go. Flight types become addicted to their own adrenaline. Listen now, before I move any further, I want to elaborate this. I have suffered from everything I bring to y'all at Trauma Support Group Management from my first video to today. I have suffered all these things. I used to be a messed up person. But today, God has fixed me through his spirit, and I'm here to help you because he had freed me. So I'm sharing these things to free you. Let's go. All right. So it says flight types become addicted. So there you hear that word, addicted? So you got different types of addiction. The addiction ain't just drug, using sex and money and gambling. You have certain mental addictions. This is a mental addiction. All right, let's go. To their own adrenaline. You hear that? You can get addicted to your own adrenaline. You see people that's always mad all the time, they get addicted to that. They're addicted to that rush, that fleshly feeling, because that builds up the flesh. Let's go. Also, they pursue risky and dangerous activities, gives them the adrenaline high. You could get high off your adrenaline. You could get high off of being mad. This means their addiction. All right now, you know, some people could get adrenaline off of hurting people. You ain't got to put your hands, just verbally. My daddy used to do it all the time. That's what they do to you in the army. They talk to you. Yeah, boy, you're tough, yeah. And they talk with all that adrenaline. So when you go to the army, they use adrenaline. Move it, move it, move it, move it. Yeah, that's all adrenaline, okay? Some of us are like that, and we ain't even in the army. Let's go. This means their addiction in general is something they're in danger in, including work, keeping busy, and stimulating substance. All right? Flight types that they have been severely traumatized may develop OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. Okay? I have that all day. I don't know about you, but I have this all day. All right? Because guess what? I like to stay busy. I like to keep my stuff clean. I can't be still. Okay? And when I was in the world, I did stuff to put myself, drive without no license. From here to Mexico, I don't care. Get behind the wheel drunk. Stay high for 2 or 3 days. Get in a fight, don't know if I'm going to win or not. I have done dangerous things. Okay? I used to love to work. I keep a job. Then on top of that, simulating substances, I stayed high. If you stay high at all times, you might be dealing with flight with C-PTSD. Let's go. Just helping you today, all right? Number 3, we have freeze. Freeze types have the deepest unconscious belief that people are danger. Now listen, y'all, I think I'm dealing with this now. Let's go. Freeze types have the deepest unconscious belief that people equals danger. Danger and freeze types become very isolated. Okay? To the point they sacrifice the possibility of love. You can miss out on freeze with C-PTSD. You can miss out on life. You can miss out on relationships. You can miss out on opportunities because you're dealing with C-PTSD freeze. Let's keep going though. This what it also does too. it causes you to disconnect from experiencing any abandonment, pain, and protecting them from social interactions that might make them feel at risk, triggering feelings or any experience that makes them uncomfortable. You ever heard people say, "Oh man, I ain't messing with them people no more"? They got a reason. They on freeze. You could go through something with people, places, and things and be on freeze. If you're understanding where I'm coming from today, you're probably dealing with freeze with C-PTSD. All right, number 4, Fawn, Fawn, okay? Fawn types are codependent. I have dealt with all these things, y'all. Now, if you have somebody in your life that can't be by themselves, they're codependent. Fawn types, codependent, have the unconscious belief that the admission to any relationship is to merge with the wishes, demands, and the needs of others while forfeiting, giving up their boundaries, rights, needs, and preferences. All right? Fawn types are the children of at least one narcissistic parent. Now, let me just keep reading. The child, okay? The child has to take care of the needs of the parents who acts like a tantrum needy child. This is notes. This is not my personal notes. This is book. This is textbook. Okay? It's common for a child in this role to become the substitute spouse. I can really stop and really make a whole 2-hour video off of this. Let's go. I was a substitute spouse. I'm the oldest brother. It's common for a child in this role to become the substitute spouse, coach, confidant, or housekeeper. Have stayed with people and cleaned up after people. Okay? That's just showing respect. But let's go. Fawn types are the most developmentally arrested. Let me repeat that. Develop mentally. That means you're not mentally developing. You arrest yourself. You stopped yourself. Okay? Because they have been ashamed and scared out of developing a healthy sense of self. Okay? Now, Lord help me. These things that you hear today, I have experienced all these things. All right? If you are watching this video and you're dealing with these things, and these things have really touched you, you might, you need help. I recommend that you try to find some kind of type of therapy, because that's what it took for me to get better. If not, give your life to Christ. Try to get some positivity in your life, because this is powerful. This what kept me from being who I am today. And if you don't change, you will remain the same. I'm going to repeat that again. If you don't change, you will remain the same. Mr. Walker, how you know that? Because I have dealt with this. I have dealt with this on a personal level. Everything that I have read to you today of the 4 F's, I have lived this. This is not a good life. Thank God that I have healing emotions, because I could break down and cry. Not saying I will, but if I wasn't healed in some areas of my life, making these videos of me going into the depths of my soul and sharing my past and my memories and my war wounds with you, you'll be like, man, how you making it? Let me show you how I made it. I gave my life to Christ. I understood that I was in a war. And I made it out to live, to see another day. Today, my Veterans Day. And thank you for watching Trauma Support Group Management. and fight your 4 F's, man. You can do it.